Imagine this. You wake up, take your usual pills with a glass of water, just like you've done for years. Maybe it's a multivitamin you trust. Maybe it's that extra capsule your friend swears by, promising energy or youth or better joints. You don't question it, because why would you? It's just vitamins, right? But then one morning something feels off. You stand, but your legs hesitate. You reach for the edge of the bed, not out of habit, but because you're unsure. The floor feels farther away, the stairs seem steeper. You brush it off. Just getting older. But deep down, you wonder. That's exactly what happened to Mary. She's 72, walked every morning, took her vitamins like clockwork. But after a fall in her kitchen, the doctors didn't blame her age. They blamed something in her supplement cabinet. What if I told you that Mary's story isn't rare? In fact, research from a National Harris poll revealed that 86% of Americans take supplements, but only 20% actually need them. That's not just a number, that's a silent threat. A quiet epidemic of well-intentioned people unintentionally harming their health, especially older adults, by following advice that may have been outdated, misguided, or just plain wrong. Now, if you're someone who's over 60, or especially between 70 to 80 years old, you've probably heard a dozen versions of take your vitamins and stay healthy. That was once wise elders' advice, and back then, it made sense. But the truth is, your body has changed, and what helps a 30-year-old might harm someone living life after 70. So let's ask a question together, gently, honestly, and without blame. What if what's sitting in your kitchen cabinet, the very bottles you trust every morning, have been slowly, quietly stealing your strength? Not overnight, not dramatically, but gradually. Unnoticeably, your legs feel just a little heavier. Your balance feels just a little shakier. You avoid stairs without realizing why, and slowly you trade freedom for fatigue. That's not aging, that's something you can do something about. Because what we're about to uncover together is more than just a list of vitamins. It's a pattern, a warning for seniors who've done everything right, but feel like their bodies are slipping out from under them. Today, we'll gently pull back the curtain on 3 of the most common vitamins found in homes across America. Vitamins that, when taken too much or taken unnecessarily, can damage your muscles, weaken your bones, and numb your nerves. The effects can be subtle until they're not. But don't worry, this isn't about blame. This is about clarity, about taking back control, about knowing how to eat healthy, stay healthy, and make choices that match your age, your strength, and your real goals. So before we go further, take a deep breath with me. You're not too late. You're not too far gone. You're just one insight away from a better way forward. Let's begin with the first one. It's often praised as a secret to younger skin, a stronger heart, and vitality. But it could be the reason your legs feel weaker and your energy disappears by the afternoon. Let's talk about the one I call the silent muscle weakener. The 3 silent saboteurs, hidden vitamin dangers. Let's slow down for a moment and take a closer look at what's really happening inside your body, especially your legs. You may be trying your best, eating well, taking supplements, following advice you've trusted for years. But what if I told you that some of the most common vitamins, ones you may take every single day, could quietly be working against your strength? We're not talking about pills that cause a stomachache or make you dizzy. No, this is subtler, deeper. These vitamins can interfere with your muscles, bones, and nerves, the very parts of your body that help you move, walk, and stay upright. And the worst part, they don't announce themselves. They don't come with a warning label. They creep in, slowly, silently. Let's walk through them together, one by one. First up is the one most people think of as a hero vitamin, vitamin E. You've probably heard it's great for your heart, your skin, even anti-aging. And it's everywhere. Multivitamins, skin creams, even fortified foods. For many older adults, taking vitamin E is part of their daily routine. It feels safe, familiar. But here's what most people don't know. Vitamin E is fat-soluble. That means, unlike vitamin C, it doesn't flush out with your urine. It sticks around. It stores in your fat tissues and your liver. Over time, especially if you're taking more than 400 IU a day, it builds up and begins to interfere with your body's neuromuscular function. You might start noticing it when walking across the store leaves your legs more tired than usual, when getting out of a chair takes more effort, when your balance feels a little off. These are not random, they're early signs. You may think it's just old age, but what if it's something else? Vitamin E in high doses has been linked to muscle weakness and poor coordination, especially in the legs. That matters, because once your leg muscles weaken, your risk of falling increases, and so does the chance of injury. Add in blood thinning effects, which vitamin E also causes, and even a small stumble could become a big deal, especially if you're on medication like warfarin or aspirin. It all starts quietly, just a little fatigue, a small wobble at the curb. Then one day, it's the walker or the wheelchair. Now let's talk about another one, vitamin A. This one is often praised as essential. People take it for better vision, a stronger immune system, healthier skin. It sounds good, right? But again, vitamin A is fat soluble. It doesn't leave your body quickly, it builds up, and what it does to your bones can be dangerous. Over time, too much vitamin A has been shown to weaken the very bones that help you stay upright, your hips and legs. These aren't just any bones, these are your balance bones, your freedom bones. Imagine this, you miss a step on your porch. Normally you'd recover, but with weakened bones, that same misstep could lead to a fracture that changes everything. Months of healing, loss of confidence, maybe even the loss of your independence. But there's more. Excess vitamin A can also weaken your leg muscles. It creates a dull, hard-to-explain ache in your hips or thighs. You start avoiding stairs, walking feels like a chore. You sit more, move less, and soon your body adjusts to inactivity. Not because you're lazy, but because your legs don't feel the same. The trouble is, vitamin A toxicity doesn't come with bright red flags. It whispers. It reshapes your routine without asking. One day you notice you're home more often. Your world gets smaller. And it never crossed your mind that your healthy supplement might be the one thing pulling your strength away. And now, let's talk about vitamin B6. This one is tricky. It's water soluble, so many people assume it's harmless. You just pee out the extra, right? Well, not exactly. Vitamin B6 is added to everything from multivitamins to energy boosters to memory support pills. And when taken in high doses, especially more than 100 milligrams a day, it doesn't always leave your system as expected. Instead, it can cause something called peripheral neuropathy, a condition where the nerves in your legs and feet start to misfire. You might feel it first as a tingling, maybe in your toes, or a numbness that doesn't go away. You start to stumble more. Your feet don't feel like they land where they should, and soon, you feel disconnected from your own legs. Many seniors think this is circulation or diabetes, but often, it's something much simpler and more overlooked. And here's the hard truth, the damage B6 causes isn't always reversible, even if you stop taking it. Some people are left with permanent numbness or balance issues that never fully go away. The heartbreaking part, all of it began with good intentions. You just wanted a little energy, a little brain boost, but no one told you this could be the cost. So now let's pause for a second, because this isn't about panic or guilt. This is about knowing the truth and finally understanding why your legs may not feel the way they used to. Why walking feels less stable, why that simple task, just getting up, takes more effort. If these three vitamins, ones that millions of seniors trust every day, can cause this much damage when taken in excess, then we have to ask, what else in your daily routine might be silently working against you? Not because you've done something wrong, but because no one told you to take a second look. In the next section, we'll slow down and reflect. Together, we'll explore what this means for you, and how the smallest awareness can begin to rebuild the strength and confidence that's still within your reach. Reality check. What this really means for you. Let's pause together, not to rewind or regret, but to take a breath and listen. Really listen to what your body might have been trying to tell you for a while now. It starts small, not loud, not dramatic, just little things. You notice it takes more effort to rise from your favorite chair, the one that used to be your comfort zone. You hesitate before stepping off the curb, even if the ground looks flat. You reach for the elevator instead of the stairs, not because you're tired, but because your legs feel unsure. And slowly, those small decisions start shaping your life. You don't feel like walking as far. You pass on a neighborhood outing. You avoid long grocery trips. You tell yourself, I'm just getting older. But deep down, something feels different. Maybe even a little off. These aren't random signs. They're not just your age showing. They're messages, your body's quiet way of whispering something's not right. And what's most surprising is how routine it all feels. You've been doing the right thing. You take your multivitamin with your morning coffee, trusting it'll help you stay sharp. You choose supplements that promise memory support, joint health, immune boost. They sound smart, they sound safe. But no one told you that those products might be overlapping, that the memory booster plus the multivitamin plus your daily smoothie might be stacking the same ingredients again and again until it's too much. Too much vitamin B6, too much vitamin A, too much vitamin E, and slowly, without any alarm, your muscles weaken, your bones thin, your nerves misfire. You didn't do anything wrong except trust the wrong idea for too long. Let that sink in for a moment, because the consequences of that trust aren't just physical, they're deeply emotional. Think about the time you said no to visiting the grandkids, not because you didn't want to go, but because you weren't sure if you could walk across the park, or cross the parking lot, or stand for too long in line. Think about the way fear quietly slips into your decisions. You cross the street a little slower. You check for handrails before you climb the stairs. You sit a little longer than you used to. Not because you're relaxing, but because you're nervous. It's not just strength you're losing, it's freedom. It's spontaneity. It's the quiet confidence that you can move through the world on your terms. And here's the part that hurts the most. You did all this trying to stay healthy, trying to do the right thing. So, let me say this clearly. You don't need to blame yourself. You don't need to carry guilt. What you need is a new kind of awareness, and that's exactly what you have now. You have better tools, clearer facts, a deeper understanding of what's happening inside your body and why. This isn't the end of your story. This isn't a moment to feel defeated. This is your turning point, because now you can begin again with wisdom, with a new mindset that says, my body isn't giving up, it's asking for something better. Not more pills, not more promises in shiny bottles, but smarter choices, simpler habits, stronger connection to what really supports you, your food, your movement, your peace of mind. So as we move forward into the next part of this journey, I want you to carry this truth with you. You haven't lost your chance. You've just found your way back to it. Now that you understand the risks, what matters most is what you choose to do next, because your body still wants to work with you, not against you. And there's still so much you can do to walk steady, live well, and reclaim the freedom that belongs to you. Smart swaps, safe strategies, and senior-friendly solutions. Now that you've seen the hidden risks, and you've started to feel the truth behind your body's whispers, let's shift gears. No blame, no fear. Just a clear, caring path forward, one you can walk with confidence, one small step at a time. Let's begin with something simple but powerful. Step 1. Take a look at what's already in your home. Find a quiet place at your kitchen table and gather every vitamin bottle, supplement, or booster you've been taking. That multivitamin on the counter, the cod liver oil soft gels from your neighbor's recommendation, the brain health blend you started last year. Bring it all out where you can see it. Now take a deep breath. This next part isn't about throwing anything away. It's about finally understanding what you're working with. Flip each label over and look closely. Do any of them include vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin B6? Pay attention to the numbers. Is your vitamin E dose higher than 400 IU? Is your vitamin B6 close to or over 100 milligrams? You might be surprised, most people are. And the truth is, if you don't know what's in that bottle, your body might already be paying the price. Step 2 is to tally it all up. This is where things often get tricky. Not because it's hard to do, but because we've never been taught how to do it. Supplements don't always make it easy. Some use different names for the same thing. Others hide exact doses inside phrases like proprietary blend. But here's a simple rule of thumb. The total matters more than the label. Look at your daily routine. Maybe you start with a multivitamin in the morning, then take a memory support pill in the afternoon and an energy supplement after lunch. Each one may seem harmless on its own, but when combined, the doses add up fast. And that's how most people end up in the danger zone without realizing it. It's not one pill, it's how they quietly layer, silently overlap, until your legs begin to tell the story your labels didn't. Step 3 is one of the most important. Talk to a doctor who truly understands the needs of older adults. Not all doctors are trained in senior-specific nutrition. Many follow outdated general recommendations, but your body at this stage of life deserves something better than average advice. Schedule a visit. Bring your actual bottles with you. Yes, the real ones. Lay them out and say, "Can we go through these together?" Ask for help based on your age, your medications, your diet, and your activity level. Ask questions like, am I taking more than I need? Are any of these working against my medications? Do I really need this anymore? You deserve a plan that's made for you, not for a 30-year-old marathon runner. Step 4, ask for a full nutrient panel, not just the usual blood test. You want a deeper look, a real view into what's happening inside your body. Ask your doctor to specifically check for vitamin E, vitamin A, and vitamin B6. Don't be afraid to be clear. Say, I've learned that too much of these can impact my nerves, muscles, and bones. I want to see where I stand. Because here's the truth, numbers don't lie. And when you know your actual levels, you take back control. You move from guessing to knowing, from assuming to understanding. And that changes everything. Finally, step 5, put food first. Your body was built for real food, whole food. Food that your body recognizes, absorbs, and uses the way nature intended. Let's talk about what that looks like. For vitamin B6, try chickpeas, bananas, turkey, all nourishing, all natural, and easy on the body. For vitamin A, especially the safer beta-carotene form, turn to sweet potatoes, carrots, spinach, kale. And for vitamin E, you don't need a pill. You've got sunflower seeds, almonds, avocados. A simple handful here and there can support your health without tipping the scale toward toxicity. Your body is wise. It knows what to do with real food. It knows how to absorb what it needs and how to let go of what it doesn't. So today, I'm not asking you to overhaul your life. I'm asking you to make one smarter choice at a time. Look at what you're taking. Learn what it's doing. Ask better questions. Then slowly begin to rebuild from a place of clarity, not confusion. You're not too late. You're just now better informed. This isn't about starting over, it's about starting smarter. This is not fear, this is focus, and focus is how we move forward, stronger, safer, steadier. Your next steps aren't about doing more, they're about doing what matters. VA personal note from a fellow senior. Let me sit beside you for a moment, not as a doctor, not as a voice from a screen, but as someone who's lived more than 7 decades of real, imperfect life. I've been where you are. I took my vitamins every day. Multivitamins, omega-3s, extra for energy, more for memory. I believed what the bottles said. Supports healthy aging, protects your joints, sharpens your mind. I wanted to stay strong, keep moving, do it right. But my body had a different story to tell. I didn't notice it all at once. It was gradual. My legs felt a little heavier walking to the mailbox. The stairs at the community center felt steeper than they used to. And the couch I once sank into with ease, began to feel harder to rise from. Still, I told myself it was just age. What else could it be? Then one day I stumbled, not because I was careless, not because I was old, but because I didn't question what I thought was helping me. That was the moment things began to shift, but not in the way you might think. It wasn't the fall that scared me. It was the realization that I had been living smaller and smaller each day, and I hadn't even noticed. I was saying no to outings, avoiding unfamiliar sidewalks, choosing the chair over the walk, not out of laziness, but out of a quiet fear that had crept in so slowly I thought it was normal. The wake-up call wasn't just physical, it was emotional. I had followed the rules, done what I thought was best, and somehow I still ended up afraid of my own steps. That's when I began asking better questions. What was I taking? Why was I still taking it? Had anyone really looked at how these pills might be affecting my older body, not the one I had at 45, but the one I live in now? I spoke to a doctor who listened, really listened. I ran a full nutrient panel, and there it was, vitamin B6 off the charts, too much vitamin E. More than enough vitamin A, even though I thought I needed it. I started making small, thoughtful changes. Fewer pills, more real food. I learned what was helping me and what wasn't. And slowly, I found something I thought I had lost. Confidence, balance, peace of mind. I'm sharing this not because I did everything right, far from it. I'm sharing it because I finally realized something that changed how I live every single day. More isn't always better, wiser always is. I used to trust the label more than I trusted my legs. Now I trust the signals my body gives me. I pay attention to what feels steady, strong, safe. So if you're hearing this and thinking, that sounds like me, you're not alone. We all want to live long lives, but we have to ask, are we living strong ones? It's easy to get swept up in the promises, to believe that if it says anti-aging on the bottle, it must be good. But sometimes the kindest thing we can do for ourselves is to pause, reflect, and adjust. You haven't missed your moment. You haven't waited too long. You're still in charge, even now, especially now. You've made it this far with heart, with courage, with wisdom that only comes from living. And that wisdom, it's your greatest asset. Use it. Ask the questions no one asked you before. Look at your routines with fresh eyes. Choose your health not from fear, but from clarity, from care, from the strength that's still very much inside you. Because what you do today, how you listen, how you move, how you care for your own body, becomes the legacy you live out tomorrow. And you're worth every step of that journey. And if this conversation felt like something you want more of, stories that respect your age, science that speaks your language, tools made for you, then stay close. Hit subscribe. Turn on the bell. This is just the beginning of what we can do together. You are not defined by your aches, your pills, or your past routines. You are defined by what you choose next. And today, you chose clarity. You chose to listen, to reflect, to act. You chose strength, not fear. You chose life, but on your terms. And I'm proud of you for that. Now let's help each other walk stronger day by day, step by step. And let's never forget, you still have time. And more importantly, you still have power.